Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is that you're tuning in from. If you're in Australia, hello, mate. Down under, it's my people. I wish that 2015 wasn't the last time that we visited, or 2014. I don't remember. I wish it was after that, man. We only visited Australia once. That sucks. To everybody else in the world that watches us around the world, thank you so much for tuning in. I wanted to make a video addressing the whole Minnesota ROKKR and their tweet. And I chose to make a video because I didn't want to sit there and sort of be confined to the 240 characters. I wanted to make sure that I articulated my thoughts. That way everybody understands like what went down. The Minnesota social media manager tweeted out, and I guess I can show you what they tweeted out. Okay, let's start from the beginning. We're going to watch what happened yesterday, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts as to what it was. As usual, I was sitting behind Formal, and we go into this round 5, and then all hell breaks loose, right? This is literally like, call it, not even, I don't know, it's like 15, 14 hours. What time is it? 12? It's like 12 hours. Since the last time that it happened. When did it happen? I can't keep. Don't pay me any mind. Anyway, so this is the last match. This is the most heartbreaking loss that I have personally ever witnessed. Usually, when we lose, I understand. I've been in this gig for a long time. I've witnessed heartbreaking losses. Look at the Crossroads. I've witnessed other heartbreaking losses. I've witnessed enough losses. Right here we're up. Right, 4v2. People say Dylan should have pushed. I'm not an expert whether he should have or not. Like I support him. He's a good player. I'm not gonna question it. This. Not kidding at all. This is from HECZ's video. You guys should go watch it. Hitch captures his reactions, and I don't know why he didn't update it, since he records it live, but he could have. I don't know. What am I gonna tell him how to edit? He's got 2 Videographer of the Year awards, which are more editor or documentary. I think he should have won Documentary of the Year or whatever. It doesn't matter. He won 2 of them back to back. Get off his dick. You know what I mean? But I personally think that he should have caught up to whatever it was, but he was watching it live, so neither here nor there. All right, here we go. This is what it looked like. This here, what you're watching here is the actual. Don't pay attention to this. In fact, let me move my camera right here so you don't watch that, and don't listen to Maven. Don't listen to Maven. I don't know how to mute him, but we're gonna play it anyway. This is the heartbreaking moment. Us being up 3-2, bomb down. I was mind boggled. Look at me. I'm right here in disbelief. I was standing behind Formal, ready to celebrate. I was standing behind Formal, ready to go, because I knew there was a 3. Who loses those, right? But the stars aligned, the same as the players. Stars aligned. It was a lucky play. Shout out to Lamar though, right? He did what he was supposed to do. So to put this all on luck is a disservice to him as a player, as easy as it would be for me and the team to sort of just put it on luck, is not good for anything. See, Hitch hasn't watched it happen yet. So Hitch is still watching it right now. Round 11. He's about to go into it. Dashy was walking back with this in disbelief over and over again. Like everybody puts their look at me in the background. I'm staring into the distance because I could not believe the shit that just happened. No one could believe it. I mean, it is what it is. Up until this point, Hitch doesn't know what's happened. Hitch doesn't know what's happened yet. You play this match. I didn't see what happened either because all I was watching was the foremost camera. Okay, so bottom line in a situation like this, obviously social media has to be on top of their stuff, right? Social media teams have to be on top of their stuff. On the Minnesota ROKKR thing, I hated that happened for them because I knew that I was going to receive apology text from Midnight, from Brett, from Brian Cargo, who's super cool too. I'm friends with all of them, right? On a business aside, but like we're good. Like we have a good relationship. This was just a social media guy doing their job, thinking that tweet was going to bang, and it banged, right? Like we're here talking about it. So from that perspective, like it is what it is. Let me see if I can. So this is the tweet that went out. We're witnessing a breakdown, break by break. So right here, I'm okay with this tweet. If this tweet would have went out like, I don't know, fucking when they made a comeback from the 2-0 in the beginning of the round. Witnessing a breakdown is when you're obviously, in the process of breaking down. After the game is lost, of course you're going to break. That's easy. But I don't know. I don't think that this tweet would have been that bad if he would have done it like a round before, truly. And here is where it gets super tricky, right? Like, they're not like me. If you look at my text between Joey and I, Joey being obviously the social guy for us, like he texts me majority of the time, he texts me what he's planning on tweeting. So for example, he'll tweet he was gonna tweet out the Nick watching some sort of stream that I didn't like, and I said, don't you ever fucking do that. That's not what we do here. Right. So he texts me, sends me, he's like, yo, is this tweet okay to go out? And I usually say no or yes on whether or not it is. If it's a regular tweet, a standard tweet where we're, posting stuff about us, then obviously like that's one thing, right? Like that's something that we do on the daily. In fact, most of the time, the rule here at Optic, and I've said it a bunch of times, is that on our social media accounts, we're only going to talk about ourselves. It's our social media. Why the heck would we talk about other people? Nothing is easier than nothing is easier for you as a social media manager to do than to just say GGs. When in doubt, just say GGs. We literally say GGs. If any of my social media guys ever posted some shit like this, I would actually be like, yo, what were you thinking? You know what I mean? I understand you're doing your job. I understand getting clicks. I am part of the game. I'm here for the game. Okay? But I choose to not do that. I choose to take the approach of treat others the way that you want to be treated. When we beat people, there's no ha-has, there's no what, you know what I mean? There's none of that. There's no gloating. I make it a point to not go down that route. I make it a point to only talk about ourselves. And in this case scenario, like winning like that in such a magical man, think about this, right? In a moment like this, and look, I'm pretty sure that next time this kid's gonna learn from this, because I'm sure that Midnight and everybody else that's worked in there, like to sort of explain to him the situation on this thing. And instead of tweeting this, if you would have posted that one video, a clip of his player for the Minnesota ROKKR going off, saving the fucking day in one of the most iconic, one of the most unbelievable plays that Call of Duty history has ever seen. I think that would have been so much better for their brand and so much better for social and so much better for Lamar. You know what I mean? But then now you have this like this weak one, this simple, this is so easy. This is such an easy tweet to do. You know what I mean? It's so much easier to tweet out GGs and get a more, I don't know, a more suitable GG's back to you. When you tweet out negative shit like this, when somebody lost in the manner in which they lost in, because there are losses. And then there's this kind of loss, which is just like, I feel bad for the boys. That was an unwinnable situation for the Minnesota ROKKR. That was an unwinnable situation for anybody that has ever played Call of Duty. Will not tell you, will put 100% of the time, they're going to put the money on the 3 versus 1 with the bomb down when you're defending. Period. But he chose to go with this one, right? And then tagging brick by brick. I get it. Look, rookie, unseasoned social media people that maybe come from a different, background or community or whatever. Like that's what it is. We don't get into that just because I'm not into drama. I think today, which is Sunday, is like the only time in the last 4 or 5 years that I've chosen to defend any of my players or the org, yeah, I don't. When people talk shit, I let them talk shit. If that's how they want to approach it, nothing wrong with it. If that's how they want to run their business, nothing wrong with it. It's okay to do that. I'm cool with banter. I am fine with it. I choose not to do it. I make my team not do it. Players talk shit to players. Players banter with players. That's cool. If I'm cool with the player, I'll banter with that player. Zinni and I banter all the time, privately most of the time or whatever. But you know, that's what it is. Other org owners and all that, like, I can't tell you the last time that I got into a public argument with anyone, right? Like, I literally choose peace and make it a point to choose peace. Since Call of Duty 4, where I saw what effects the beef between Wings of Redemption and Pro Syndicate way back then had on Wings and on Tom, I decided that we're not going to go down that route, right? Like, even I cannot tell you how many times back in the day I used to like sort of try to convince Matt. And Matt Nadeshot has now sort of gotten, I mean, we both talked about it very early on, and Seth and everybody at the house, Big Timer, you name it, 60-50. We talked about how whack it was and that we shouldn't do that. Like, that's just like that. Let's just focus on us. Our account should only talk about us, period. If we lose, GG's to that team. If we lose, whatever. But that's it, right? That's the extent of it. Gloating, dancing on someone's body in game, fuck it, man. Shoot bodies. Like, I don't give a shit, man. You know, that's. I'm never gonna get involved with a player. I'm never gonna talk shit to a player unless, you know, obviously there's weird circumstances when I'm sort of put in a situation to do that. Today was one of those situations because the amount of people that got mad at Scump for tweeting this. There's a huge difference between talking trash on LAN and an org tweeting a picture of other teams, heartbroken camps. Like, look, I don't think that he would have ever tweeted out if it wouldn't have been that big of a heartbreaking situation as it was, because we've lost before, right? We've lost before, and again, this is the difference between losing and then this kind of loss. Right, the impossible thing happened. You know what I mean? So I get it from his. Like, he is out of character right here, the same way that I am out of character in this situation right here on the side that we'll talk about in just a little bit. But you know, if you scroll down, some loser says it's time to. I blocked him obviously because the fuck is this guy? It's time to hang up the sticks. I'll be done when I'll be done. Yeah, that's the period. I'll respect, but this is the thing. This is why I'm a little bit upset for Midnight and the team. I know that they don't mean anything. Like, we literally get along, right? Not only has Midnight been will go down in the Optic Gaming Hall of Fame because she was like the longest tenured Optic Gaming member until she went to back home to Minnesota and landed on a good team with good people behind there. Brett Diamond, incredible dude. Have only known him for maybe 2 years, but I know what type of person he is. Brian Cargo, one of the on the investment side. I know the dude. Shared drinks with the dude. Good vibes, all that stuff, man. Right? Like, I know that they didn't mean anything. It was just a social media guy misfiring a tweet. That's it, right? I don't even think that the dude meant anything malicious by it. He just didn't know better, right? So, but I understand Scump's reaction. I understand everybody's reaction, because you have this dude who really, aside from tweeting, doesn't do anything else in esports. I don't know if he competes. I don't know who the dude is. To me, I don't even know who. I'm just putting it to a figure. I don't know who the fuck I don't want to know who it is. And you shouldn't go looking for him either. Like, it's done. It's a done deal. Don't just leave it where it's at. It was just a misfire tweet. But I understand the feeling that the boys were going through. I was in disbelief. You couldn't believe the disbelief that I was in. It was heartbreaking to see. I feel so bad for them. I'm okay with, look, I'm not okay with losing, but I'm okay with losing in a close match, round 11, 1v1, 50-50 situation, or whatever have you. The lineup that happened there, this very specific play, crazy. So I feel bad for Minnesota for having to even be in a position to apologize, not only to us, but also to the public, right? Because sometimes, you know, things get all muddled up, and you know, I don't know, it was just a bad situation. But here we go. Let's get into this thing right here, right? Like, we have these dudes right here. Brandon Hatfield, right? This dude tweets out. I don't know how to make this thing bigger. How do I fucking close this thing? Right here. LOL. ROKKR actually deleted their trash talk because of Scump winning. Trash talk is a critical part of esports. This was quality. It wasn't quality. You would know if you were still in esports, but you're not. So you get it. Again, I'm with him sort of. If this would have been done, if the situation in how it was done is not trash talk, right? This is not. Look, and even if they did choose to continue down that route, like, I'm good with it. Like, I again, it's just not us. We don't play like that with nobody else. We don't shit talk anybody else. We don't talk shit about anybody else, because respect is respect. Like, this dude right here, I always respected him, right? Did I like him? I don't even know. I always had respect for him. Same thing with fucking Kostoff. I always had respect for this dude. So, respect, right? Respect. It's all about respect. I never had it, but this dude calling Seth soft or calling Rockers soft, I had to say something. I had to say something, because I don't believe. I hate to be in the position that I'm in right now. Where the fuck am I? Right. So obviously, like, I was really upset, right? This morning, it was, 4 hours ago, I believe? 8:33 a.m. this morning. I woke up. I was having, obviously in disbelief. But I felt, I got angry. I don't know what came over me. I would never do this shit. I would never fucking do this shit. I would never, ever tweet this out. Right? But shit happened. So they were talking about Scump. Scump was asleep. So I felt like somebody needed to defend him. So I said, y'all remember Elevate or TK? Elevate being this dude's, Brandon Hatfield's organization. I think they won a couple of championships. We're really never a contender from an organizational standpoint. TK, like, they did their thing, but again, at the end of the day, they're not around anymore. And like, to talk about what this dude has done, like, I don't butt into anybody's business, which is why I hate that I had to do this. Like, I hate that I'm making this video. I hate that this tweet went out from me. It likely will never happen again, just because just not my thing. It irks me. I feel dirty. You know what I mean? Like, drama's not my thing. I choose peace every time. But today I felt it. So me either till today, when I still saw that I followed the CEOs of those incredible organizations. Imagine being so soft that you couldn't build a sustainable business in these harsh esports environments. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me to the fact to where I did what I had to do, exited, bought it back, and I went for another go around, built the Huntsman to be the most popular team on the CDL, and then, reacquired my brand back, and then going at it again. I came back for seconds. These guys haven't even finished their first fucking lap. Feel like they have an opinion. Now, had either of these dudes been a player that have competed against Seth and they weren't CEOs of a company, I wouldn't have butted in. Players will handle players, but when, figures, right? Corporate figures stepped into this, well, I'm going to have my boys back. That shit's not going to go untouched. You kidding me? This isn't banter either. This is me looking at two people. Like, this is beef, not banter. It is. Banter is when you and somebody else get along and you're talking shit. Me and Dr. Disrespect. Me and Zinni. Like, if you don't fuck with someone, you don't make jokes with them, because that's not the type of relationship you have. When Clayster was making jokes with Dashy doesn't get along with Clayster. So of course that's not going to be banter. That's shit talking. You have to have a relationship with someone in order to be able to have those sort of interactions. You know what I mean? Like, even then, have you ever seen me talk shit to Nate Chat? My brother? No. Why? I just don't like that shit. It's lame. We'll talk to face, but on tweets, for people to make videos about it and sort of, I don't know, twist it into something that it isn't, like, we choose not to do that. Just because I know what it leads to. 4,000 tweets. I fucking hate that. And I'm not going to delete it. I can't. I'm not going to delete it. Okay? That's Joey. He's our social media guy. He checks with me before he tweets out anything that might be even the slightest bit controversial. Okay? Because that's the way I'm choosing to do the business. Right? And again, I guess the point of the video was no beef towards the Minnesota ROKKR organization. It was misfired by the social media guy at the wrong time. And it is what it is. And I guess, look, if we got along with people, if we were going back and forth on Twitter, like, not that we would ever do that, because we don't. I just don't like drama, period. Or at least not drama that involves us or me or any of my players. Not my thing. It is what it is. But look, let me see. Now, before I get into this next segment, I will preface this by saying that I don't have a problem with Jake Lucky. I think Jake Lucky's done. Here's my bragging, and you can ask Maddie, right? I discovered, and I almost hit up Jake Lucky before Jake Lucky. When Jake Lucky was doing, I don't know, call it 1,000 views a video on Esports Talk way back in the beginning, he was talking, and I'm going to make a video reacting to all of the people that were making comments and making videos about me selling Optic or Optic being sold to Immortals instead of me, and their opinions on that. Devin Nash, good video maker, Jake Lucky, and everybody else that talked about it. I'm gonna review those and make a video about that to give you my thoughts on what was happening at that time. But even then, back then, I told Matt, we were saying the HECZ quarters didn't even have land setups yet. It was literally a couple of tables, and I watched it and I told Matt, I'm like, yo, this guy's gonna blow up. Like, I called it immediately. So again, I have no problems with these dudes having opinion pieces, right? Are they news? Sort of. Right, news is speaking facts and not offering your own opinion on it, or making your opinion as part of the story. Right, like the story is a story. Water got on the court. Right, when you start saying water got on the court and that's the reason that this person lost, like that, you're offering your opinion. That's not news. This is what they do. No problem with Jake Lucky. No problem with what's his name? Tactical Rab. No problem with this dude either, right? Like I get it. You got to make your videos. You got to make your videos, and you gotta do your thing. I get it. It's part of the thing. But that's not me, right? Like this is not what when we're on this thing, I always go like, I always suck my teeth, right? Because it's not my thing. Just not my thing, right? Will it be? Yeah, sure, of course it can be. I mean, I'm making this video. I'm going to probably put the same thumbnail as some of these dudes use it as that. And then they're going to make a video about it. And then, the cycle continues. I get it. Them, both Tactical Rab and Jake Lucky, are an important part of what's happening in esports because they're documenting it. Yeah, they're offering their own opinion into it instead of just reporting the news, which is fine because there are YouTube channels that do that, right? They offer their own opinion on situations like that. But it's an important thing. People 50 years from now who are going to be studying esports are going to be able to go back to the catalog of both of these dudes and study Tactical Rab for Call of Duty, study Jake Lucky for all of esports, and then they'll look at my podcast or other people's podcasts within esports to study a more broader thing that doesn't necessarily have to do with esports, but more of the business of what the fuck ever. Okay? But it is what happens when something like this gets sort of like put out there. And in an unfortunate situation. Again, I don't play like that. I treat others the way that I would like to be treated, or I would like to be treated, which is why we don't do that. GG's is way easier. Being nice is way easier than to try to be clever doing something that may backfire at times, And look, I'm cool with it. I see teams talking shit to each other all the time. Social media people, talking. Well, let me rephrase that. Social media people are not the voice of the company. Okay, so the second that that a social media person sort of puts their own feelings and thoughts into something as if they were the organization, or if they were a spokesman they're not even a spokesman for the organization. They are literally a delivery service, a delivery mechanism. Obviously, Joey does way more than that. Obviously, I don't know what these dudes do, but from Joey's perspective, like he edits our videos, he legit does things the Optic way, right? But yeah, some I've seen this, right? Some social media people that are behind these accounts take it upon themselves to glorify themselves by doing this. You know what I mean? Like that's their claim to fame is managing one of these accounts, but you're not the voice of that team. And when you think you are, shit like this happens, right? In this case scenario, I don't know who it was, dude, girl. I don't know what person did it. It was a misfire, misclick, mistweet, and then just ended up being a whirlwind of tornadoes for the next 24 hours that led to a bunch of videos being made about it, which is fine. If it would have been the right way. Imagine instead of this, and I'll end it with this. Imagine if the tweet would have been a celebration of Lamar's historical play that will be replayed for years and years and years to come as one of the most insane plays ever, instead of doing that. So I say to you, social media people, okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. No one. If we had beef or if we had problems with this, then we would have said something before, right? We would have made a big deal out of New York, instead of celebrating the win, making a video about us or about the fans vandalizing whatever, and doing the thing. But look, I get it. That's their most watched video ever, right? They had to. I guess they're content creators for me as well. See that sort of banter. You know what I mean? Like that makes a little bit more sense instead of being just fucking negative about the situation. But neither here nor there as I continue to say that goddamn phrase that I can't get away from. Anyway, if you guys have any thoughts about the situation, again, please, guys, positivity only. Don't bullshit anymore. None of the Minnesota ROKKR and the organization themselves had nothing to do with it. It was just a rogue agent that accidentally did something that otherwise wouldn't have been rogue. I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys some other time. Goodbye. Boom, 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 boom.